Here we go. La, 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 la.
Popcorn's ready.
All right. Okay. So thank you for joining us for the K Huddle as the numbers continue to climb up as people are joining in. Welcome. This is the entire K92.3 staff. So we are the station here in the United States that affords everyone an opportunity to kind of see into our conversations and how we get along together as a whole staff and as a whole crew. And we actually call ourselves a cast because this really is like a family, like the cast of Friends.
Quite the characters.
Yeah. So Slater, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. And how are you?
You're doing fantastic. Okay, good. We're doing good.
You look comfy.
I am. I'm in a bed. There's plenty of room. It's what happens when you don't have to be on the air till 2:00. You lounge around.
I envy you.
By the way, guys, I just picked up Paramount Plus, which went live today. So,
is this is the new streaming service?
Hold on.
Yes.
He forgot to mention that he has never paid for a streaming service in his life. He always mooches off other people. This is the first one at what age? 36?
ever, yes.
Oh, you're paying for this one?
It's only $4.99 a month.
Why did you have to pay for this one?
Because
Only when no one else had that he knew.
okay, well that, and also because you guys know that I was a finalist and semi-finalist on The Real World back in the day, and they are rebooting the first cast of The Real World from 1992. They're putting back in their original house. So
That's right.
that's why to celebrate, boom. And
nice.
Did we ever get you in contact with Mark Long? Because I've had communications with him, and he's the one that brought that show back to life. I've been seeing his Instagram.
Yeah. So he's working on a separate project as well called We Want OGs. But long story short, pun intended, what I did is when I was on with you guys producing, I used to send him workout emojis to his Instagram story, like muscles and fire. And he would always get back to me with another emoji. So we kind of had a thing going on. It was, I guess, a man crush, which, Obi, I know there's probably guys that, like, Tom Brady and Mark Long are the tops for me. And we never actually met up in real life. He never...
I'm going to make that happen now. I feel like we have to make it happen.
Yeah,
Especially since it's the only stream he, pays for. I cannot talk.
Well, just to recap, because this is a podcast as well, and we have people listening to us from around the world, people watching on the YouTube as well. This staff gets together like this, and our cast gets to talk about things that are really close and important to us. So you just now know that Slater
is the most important to me. So.
Slater is like many of us who probably steal somebody's password and log in to somebody else's account.
Can we not use the word steal, though? Isn't it just use
it's
it?
only stealing if the person who pays for it doesn't know he's doing it.
True.
Borrow and illegally use sounds better, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm illegally using it. I'm not stealing it.
I'm going to also give everyone his Paramount Plus login, so just be ready, guys.
Oh, yeah, it's time to pay it forward. Yeah.
Pay it forward. Hold on. You said that Paramount's new streaming system, service is only what, $4 a month?
$4.99 right now. You have to use the code. This is not an advertisement, but use the code Paramount Plus, and you will actually get it for half price. So $4.99 a month. Okay. And no commercials. Boom.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's get to what we titled today's K Huddle, because together as a cast, we are saying goodbye to one of us. And y'all know for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about our morning show producer, Chloe, here. She has now been selected by one of our sister stations. One of our big stations in Georgia needs her to be a co-host there at one of their stations. So it was really interesting because yesterday we got to get together as a cast and do the farewell party. And man, it was nice, first of all, getting together, but getting together for this kind of a reason too, Chloe.
No, it was super nice. We joked about it and we talked about it on the morning show, which you need to talk more about it here in just a second. But the process and the stages that happen during a going away send off for somebody, it's like the greetings. Hey, good to see you. Can't believe tomorrow's your last day or the next day. And then it goes into the advice. So,
back in my day.
Right. So Chloe experienced all of that yesterday times 6.
Yeah. I mean, the advice, Obi asked me today, he was like, oh, what's one piece of advice? I just received so much great advice the last couple weeks in regards to moving. not even work, just like life in general, being 24 and living your life out and being single and moving to a new state. Advice on Georgia, what's going on up there, advice on air talent from like Obi, Ashley, Melissa, Slater, our boss, Steve. So it's been great. I'm not going to lie. I've been a little overwhelmed the last couple of days, all in a great way, all in a good way. I'm totally not complaining, but this is all part of the journey. And I'm really excited for this next step for sure. And I wanted to thank each and every single one of you out there who's on here, who listens to us. Thank you, because my journey, I've been now with K92.3 with Obi and Ashley for a year, and then on with them a little bit over a year and a half. So it has just been a blessing. One of my biggest blessings. Orlando will always be home. And thank you from the beginning for welcoming me with open arms. So, and I'm really going to miss y'all. I'm excited for this next journey, but definitely be back in Orlando to visit, say hi to everyone.
Not going to lie, I didn't think Chloe was going to go.
You did?
Knowing Chloe, she's been here her entire life. Mm-hmm. And her family's all here.
You did it.
I mean, I had hopes for her because I knew for her career that this would be the best choice to go host your own morning show. But I'm like, and I wasn't going to be like that person. If you don't go take this, you're an idiot. Like, I wasn't going to say that. I wanted her to make her own decisions and give her the best advice possible as she chose what she was going to do. But yeah, it's a huge thing for somebody to do. You know, somebody that's got family so close, such a big support system.
Well, and that's why I didn't think she would take it, because I was like, she's such a homebody. Like every weekend or not every weekend, but any chance she got, she was driving to South Florida to see her family. And I was like, oh, that's another 5 hours? I was like, she's going to probably feel so uncomfortable and just be like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was definitely, I mean, I'm not going to lie, right at the beginning when I was presented the opportunity, I was like, yes, this is going to be great for my career. But as you start to think about it, you know, it's like, wow, well, I am moving away from my family, my friends, you know, my life here that I've created in Orlando. But once, you know, put some thought into it all, I was like, this is going to be a great step for my career. You know, K92.3 will always be home. I'll always have a place to come back and say hi to everyone and hang out. And it makes just being able to go home and see my family and my friends even better now, because I'll be so much farther away.
So true. I mean, and take it from me. Just don't make friends. It makes it that much easier. I'm totally kidding. That's not my advice. Joking, guys.
It's just one of those jokes that's almost too close to true.
Too true. When I was single in Chloe's age, I did nothing but work. So that was like, well, it depends what you want.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? Chloe definitely has an opportunity that in Athens, I mean, you can really, really grow. So here you had an opportunity to grow and be seen. There, you're going to have an opportunity to grow and be a part of the community. So people will be relying on you and your opinion on stuff, just the same way that they rely on Ashley and her brutal honesty sometimes. But
tough love you talked about, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Slater.
Okay, I have a question for Chloe. So did you ask your new partner, his name is Walker, right? He's been there for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been in many cities that are smaller where you're a big fish in a small pond. Did you ask him as far as if Athens, Georgia loves radio? Because I've been in a lot of places that were smaller. Like when I was in Waterloo, Iowa, they loved radio. Waterloo, Iowa, you would get somewhere easily, say you were at like a T-Mobile or a Verizon. You would get over 100 people that would just come because they would want to like see you or they would bring you stuff. Then I went to Fargo, North Dakota, which doesn't sound like it's bigger, but it is a much bigger market. They didn't love it as much. Same thing when I was in Burlington, Vermont. That was even bigger, and they didn't love it. Did you ask him as far as what you're in store for? Because here in Orlando, like K-Nation is crazy awesome, and comes out. So do you know what you're prepared for there?
Well, it's funny you say that, because when I was there, you know, talking to Walker for some time, how long the station's been around, et cetera. And he said they have listeners, like it's generational listeners. So it's kids that are in their, not kids, but, you know, young adults in their 20s who have great grandparents that have been listening to the station and they grew up on, you know, talking about previous on-air talent that Walker said I wasn't even around for, that they still talk about and they know. So it's definitely a loyal listenership for sure. And they are loyal to their Georgia Bulldogs. Holy moly.
Nice.
Well,
definitely some good loyalty.
Here's what I want to know is, what of our show are you going to steal and try to do up there now?
I'm not going to steal anything. I promise.
Oh, don't think we will be keeping tabs.
Yeah, we'll be listening.
And you'll be getting texts from all of us. Oh, that was nice, Chloe.
Where'd you learn that from?
Oh,
That's good though, right? That's a compliment at the end of the day if anyone steals something you do.
absolutely. But
and also
or borrows.
Also, one thing. Sorry, I have to keep taking these off every time I talk.
Right? It's so hard to talk with.
So also one thing too, when our entire company likes to, when another station somewhere in the country is doing really well, they send out these mass emails that show like, hey, this is what this station is doing in case, it works well with, your station. Mm-hmm. If an email ever goes out about Chloe, Ashley and I are going to be like, you're welcome.
Get the text. You're welcome.
That's funny.
You are welcome. No, but it's funny because the last couple days, well, pretty much this whole week, obviously I've been in here with Obi and Ashley and Melissa and Slater, but then I've also been starting my new job up in Athens and prepping for the show and getting things ready from a digital standpoint, an on-air standpoint. So it's been interesting, Walker and I coming up with our own ideas, but also being able to take many things that this team has taught me and apply them up there. So it's all been a really great process.
That's the whole point though, right? Any job you go into, you take from what you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Chloe's
well, good.
Chatter.
Okay, so I want to let's do a pivot here because we covered something on the show today that may spark some
before
comments.
You do that,
what?
Hold on, because it's something Teresa just mentioned, and I think
you
have some love for Teresa.
Go. You need to grab all the stuff that Teresa brought. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to show you really quick what she bought me. I was so excited. Hold on.
All right, so
this is so cute.
Yeah, we're really appreciative of a lot of you. And Teresa, as of late, you've started to send us some goodies that we just can't go without highlighting you for.
No, so Teresa, she's like Obi said, very loyal listeners. We're so thankful. She sent me this as a little going away present. And seriously, if this doesn't describe Chloe in a gift, I don't know what is. So
all right, now describe it very well for people listening on the podcast.
Okay,
yeah.
So everyone, if you're listening on the podcast, that's okay. I'm going to explain it to you. So it's a white wooden wash sign. Whitewash is my favorite. And it says home. And then the O is basically like you're cutting down a tree, like a piece of the wood. The wood. Yeah. It's like a piece of the tree. I'm trying to describe it the best I can.
A circle of the trunk.
Like instead of saying it's wood, she goes, the trunk. It's like you cut a tree.
It's a slice of the stump.
So it's a slice of the stump. And then each stump she has created for me. So the one I have on right now, she put on, it says it has country music on it.
So cute.
Cowboy boots. And then each one in here. So each of the stumps has a different holiday. So there's one for Christmas. There's one for Easter. There's one for Valentine's Day, fall. She did a New Year's.
Teresa.
And you change them out. You change them out?
Yeah. So you'll change them out. And this is something that I can hang on my door, in my living room if I want to. And then she also made me.
By the way, this is so Chloe, Teresa.
It is. It's so me. So me. I love all this crafty stuff. And then she made me, it's a black, like a Yeti. And it says, just a Gators girl. And it's got the Gator on it. And then I'm a big Gator fan. My brother went to UF, so we're definitely diehards. And then on the back, it says living in a dog's world because UGA is home of the Bulldogs in Athens. So it is really, really cool. So you guys can see here. Look how cool. She's awesome.
Boom.
Seriously. So sweet. Thank you, Teresa. It made my day.
So thank you guys again for any of this stuff that you do for us, because really we come in here, we try to do the best job that we can using these airwaves to entertain the 300, 400,000 people listening to us at any given time. So Teresa, when you go and you make something personal like that, and we know that some of that stuff costs money.
Yes.
We know that some of that stuff costs money. So that's not a requirement, but we love you and thank you so much.
Thank you. Super sweet. What'd Tracy say?
Oh, hey, Obi, let's see those pierced nipples. Thanks, Tracy. Okay, so that's the topic that we're going to get into right now, which is over the top for love. Have you ever done anything over the top for love? We had this dude on the Second Date Update who went into one of our very historic gardens here in Central Florida and dug up a rare plant for his date.
Because she liked it when she saw it when they were there, like on their date, and he went in and got it afterwards. I'm like, that's probably not legal. It's fine.
So what Tracy is saying there in that bubble that we could probably take down now about Obi's pierced nipples is that there was a time. Listen, there was a time that was popular back in like 2001 where I was with a girl and she got hers done and looked at me and said, well, you're going to get yours done too, right? And in that moment, I said yes. So,
well, and Obi, you're only literally 6 or 7 years older than me. Slater's closer to you in age. The other, Melissa and Chloe are younger, but Obi said this was like a thing back in the day.
It was definitely a thing. I think it was the same time that the lower back tattoo was super, super popular, right?
Yes, the eyebrow ring, the tongue rings. I mean, there was a time, y'all.
So
There
are
was a
you
time.
saying you got your tongue pierced?
I did not, but the nipples I did, and that was to show how extreme I was, I guess.
Did you have
How
your
old were you?
Probably 23, 24. No, yeah, probably 20. Yeah, because not like that. Well, I have to think of how long I've been with my wife, and that in itself is a challenge. But anyways, yes. So it was before her.
Okay, we got to talk about the story of the guy from NASA and the moon rocks who did Over the Top, because I researched this. I also researched how to get a hold of him, so I'm working on that. Because when we were talking about this with Second Date Update Over the Top, this guy used to work for NASA. He stole moon rocks, put them under the mattress in the motel him and his girlfriend were staying at so they could have sex on the moon. This is legit. Real story. Guy served 6 years in prison for this.
I hope that was a
brilliant
enjoyable night.
But
Yeah.
this guy's like a genius. His
He's a
name's
brilliant man.
Thad or Tad Roberts. I Googled him. He's got like a book. He's done tons of things like scientific wise. That is Over the Top.
I wonder what he did serving in jail. Like, did he just get smarter
Oh my
and smarter?
gosh.
What?
My brother-in-law said that his brother got his nipples pierced, and I really need to know which of my brother-in-laws had their nipples pierced.
It's your husband.
No way.
It better not have
You
been
said my
husband.
brother.
Sorry, I just like I've known them not my whole life, but I'm just like, which one of them?
There was a
That is
time.
funny.
There was a time.
Why?
And I remember the girls like to touch it. to touch
What
it
did
on
your
the- on their
parents think? You know, because like you're 20, 21. I think I'm
They probably didn't even
24.
No, my parents knew. So my parents knew because I got my first tattoos out here, my first piercings out here,
Uh-huh.
and I think my parents just kind of like, oh, well, there he goes. You know, like somebody who goes off to college.
Right.
Like that's what happened with my parents because I never went off to college.
Don't you have a family portrait with it?
Yeah, we
Yes,
talked about
we
that.
talked about that. So Slater brought up a family portrait that even Slater has brought up that I have piercings in the family portrait.
It's like they're looking like all family like and
They're just poking
shirtless, and his nipple rings are.
Because you think that things are gonna last. You don't think that things are just a trend and they're gonna go away. Like you think that, oh, well, this is gonna show how edgy I am for the rest of my life. And then here's what happened is somewhere around like 24, 25, some kids came up to me and they're like, what's that?
It's like the side part now that people are saying if women have side parts, it means
Mhm.
they're too old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
so
the new trend.
so I remember
As
those
I'm
kids
sitting
pointing
in
at
my
my
side
nipple
part.
rings and saying that, and I was like, you know what? It's time. The other one I grabbed with my teeth.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Spit it out.
Did it hurt?
The piercing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they pierced the
Yeah,
nipples.
but it was like that. It was like that. Okay, so let's move on. Slater, have you ever done anything?
Not enough.
Well, because I can't be the only one with,
Well, I'm
with a
glad you
good
talked
story.
about it because sometimes I feel like before you were like, we're gonna steamroll that.
No, that's cool. There's just no more to say about it.
Yeah,
My nipples still look good though.
Oh my
They're holy.
gosh.
Obi has holy nipples.
That's good.
So I have
All
a
right.
really embarrassing one that I have.
Okay. So ladies first, and then Slater, I want you to tell one of yours. Over the top for love. Remember,
Well, and
that's
so
what we're talking
I
about.
don't think it was that over the top, but my husband definitely thought it was. So right when we first started dating, I was 17. I was in senior in high school. And so he was 24 and all of his friends were 24, obviously. And I actually took my mom to
That's a big age gap.
Yeah.
This is so embarrassing. I took my mom to the school to have her talk to the principal to see if I could bring my 24-year-old boyfriend to prom with me.
What?
And
No way.
he literally was like, Melissa, I'm not like, I didn't know till after. He was like, I'm so glad they said no because I would have not shown up to prom with the 17-year-old at 24 years old. All of his friends made fun of him for already dating a 17-year-old. But yeah, I literally like how embarrassing thinking back. I brought my mom to my high school to ask the principal if my husband could chaperone prom just to get him in because you couldn't be over 21 as like an attendee. So I was like, maybe he can go as a chaperone. Like so embarrassing.
We were talking about that last night because of age differences, but it's obviously different older in life. It's a little more less creepy seeming, right? When you're older, but when you're like 17 and
The
24,
principal is probably like, get out of my office. Like that is not happening.
I mean, it is true. Anything like under 27, and it starts to sound really, really, really creepy, right? Like a
You
27-year-old.
can say 24 is still creepy. It was creepy.
All right, Slater.
Creepy.
You done anything with the top?
Yeah. So I hate spending money for anything. I don't want to say I'm cheap, but if if you can get something at the Dollar Tree or go to like Target and pay $8 or get it for $1 at Dollar Tree, I'll go to Dollar Tree. And my wife at the time really wanted to go on an insane cruise that hit up 7 countries in Europe within like 11 days. And I'm like, that is so much money. And it was a great trip, but still spending any money, I start like getting the shakes and I'm like, oh my God, like even a bed spending $2,000 at it is insane. But you really have to think about like the person you're with. And it's like, if it makes them happy, then you're going to do it, you know? So it's a lot like more of that stuff that I did more than anything else. So, but I will say Russia was very dangerous back. I don't know if you guys know, Russia's not a safe place to be all the time. And in 2014, there was a security guard that went along on the tour. His name was Frank. And Frank had a pistol that he kept with him to make sure that none of us got stolen and swept away and made to do who knows what in Russia when we were there for 2 days. So
that is scary.
You know,
I think a lot of times, and I don't mean to pivot, but I think a lot of times I think we forget how good we have it here. We Ashley did a doing the right thing today, where we talked about this teacher who met a teacher in Malawi, and they became close friends. Asked the teacher in Malawi how we could help here, and the teacher in Malawi just wanted pens because she's responsible for 250 kids. One teacher for 250 kids. And the reason why they needed pens is because 250 kids, they don't have 250 pens.
Yeah.
And that's what they were asking for. Meanwhile, she brought the teacher from Malawi over here to experience Epcot here in Orlando's Disney, to experience some of the things that America has to offer. And can you imagine somebody from Malawi who has never seen groceries in abundance the way that we have them at a grocery store?
And running water, she said she couldn't believe like the access to clean water we had. Like, I mean, the things that you take for granted.
Yeah. So.
But wait, on that note, I think your aunt's in here. Isn't that your aunt? Right here?
Oh, Aunt Jen. We got to give her some love.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, Melissa, Slater, there's food in here. My aunt.
Oh, sorry, Slater's not here.
Sorry,
so
Slater. But Melissa, there's plenty.
I thought you were literally saying there were ants in the studio, and I'm like, what? Like, kill them.
Yeah, Jen, you're amazing. That was so sweet. There's like, she sent a whole breakfast for us here in the at the studio.
Yes, thank you, Aunt Jen. Very sweet of you. I'm sharing the love. Everyone's getting.
Wow. That does look good over there.
See? So nice. See right there? We got a little bit of toast.
We got everything.
There's toast.
Everything's backwards on the camera.
It's all from Peach Valley Cafe. Shout out if you want to sponsor the morning video, you know. No, we're not all wearing camo. I think mine's tie-dye.
Tie-dye.
But it looks like it.
And this is peach. The peach color.
This is the Beatles.
All right, so Chloe, I know you said that you've never had a Valentine or anything like that, but there's got to be a kid that you were like obsessed with when you dated him and did something.
Do you think girls do it as much as guys?
Oh, I mean, we've talked about this before. My love language is gift giving, so I definitely
like how you show affection.
Yeah, like I've bought and Steve bought. Is bought in a word?
Purchase?
Purchase? Yeah,
you could say you bought Steve
for him. Where I bought him a plane ticket to New York for him and his friend to go visit a friend in New York. So
but those are great gifts.
Yeah,
that's not over the top. Like,
but at 18 years old, should I have been doing that with my money?
And was it your money?
Look where you are now.
My money, yes.
Look where you guys are
it was probably my student loan money that I should not have been using on plane tickets.
Can I talk about something super embarrassing real quick? I was in 10th grade, and there was a girl that I was crushing on super hard. Her name was April Ivel. And
I remember.
I decided to buy her a rose. They did this thing for Valentine's Day where a secret admirer, they would deliver the rose to the person, and you could put a note saying who it was. I'm like, I'm going to make this a secret admirer type thing. So they delivered the rose to April. She grabbed it. There was a thorn on it. She's like, son of a bitch. And she threw it away. And she's like, what kind of a loser would send me this and not say who it was? And I was like right next to her. And I'm like, yeah, he sounds like a loser. It's terrible. And then she ended up marrying one of my best friends. So.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's funny how often that happens to people too.
So terrible. I should have told her. I should have been like, that was for me. You know?
You should have.
I know. Never did. Never
Maybe
did.
she thought it was from him this whole time.
You think? You know what? He's a liar. So I bet he did take credit. He took credit, and that's what did it.
That's funny.
Let's do a little bit of a reset here. All right. So you're talking to K92.3's entire on-air cast. Today's K Huddle, as we sit here and join you, and we're talking to all the people who are talking to us right back. We've got Ricky. By the way, Ricky asked Chloe if you're going to be setting up your own page, so this way we can keep up with you in Athens.
Yes, so I will. That's funny. I was on a meeting yesterday in regards to that. So yes, I will have my own page. It'll probably just be like Chloe Nelson. I don't know, but I will definitely let you know, Ricky.
And
sure.
She's on Instagram.
Chloe Sue. That's cute. That is my middle name.
Anja or Anja Stank. Is it Stank or Stanky? She says greetings from Germany.
That's cool, Anya. I'm German. Very German.
Oh, of course. The J's probably a
Germany?
Y, right?
Yeah, Anya.
Oh, yeah.
What time's it in Germany right now, Anya?
Yeah, what part are you in?
Yeah.
I have to ask my dad where my grandfather's from.
So thank you again for listening. I didn't finish the whole little wrap up, but anyways, so thanks for listening to the podcast. We're talking about Chloe and the fact that Chloe's leaving to Georgia. We've also just hit on over the top things you've done for love.
Nipple rings.
Yes. Okay. So anybody else have anything we want to bring up? I want to be respectful of everybody's time.
There's a lot going on this weekend. Bike Week starting tomorrow. Strawberry Festival starts today.
Hey, Ashley, you've been to Bike Week before, right?
I have. You know, I'm real hardcore.
Didn't you? Okay. Hold on. I know you're laughing about that, but I swear to the heavens, didn't you wear leather one time?
If anything, I might have
leather
like
pants?
leather type pants, like leggings. Like they're super cute, but they're trendy. They're not like like super heavy leather.
Okay.
Or leather jacket. No, and I'll normally wear like maybe cute boots or.
Okay. How do you feel in that?
I don't dress hardcore because I think that like what's it called when you're a pretender?
Yeah, that they can spot you. They can spot you
but
being a poser.
I'm not like a poser. Like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I totally know all about this Road Glide Harley. Like that's all I know about what kind of bike we have. Like my husband can tell you all of that, but no, I don't try and act like I'm part of that scene because we're such casual riders. Like we'll go for nice rides and stuff like that. Tracy, you would, Tracy.
That is funny.
Assless chaps. I need a spray tan for that.
Oh my god.
And your mom says, no, Tracy.
That's funny. Oh, Anya, my mom knew it's Regensburg is where my grandfather's side of the family is from in Germany.
She says it's 5:34 in Europe. Oh, that's Alia?
Alia.
Alia?
Yeah, Alia.
In Europe?
So cool.
I'm curious, Anya, how did you start listening to us or how'd you find us if you're in Germany? Were you here on vacation or holiday and found our station?
On holiday.
That's what they call it in Europe.
Oh.
You're on holiday.
And they call it university too, right? University is college and...
Yep, university is...
That might just be England.
I think.
I don't know.
You're probably right.
True.
Well, can I just say one more thing?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to say, because this is my last Facebook Live. I said it earlier. I'll say it one more time, but thank you all for the love and support the last couple years. I mean, from the beginning, you guys have just welcomed me with open arms. And Obi, Ashley, Melissa, Slater, thank you guys. And I am super excited for this next journey, but definitely we'll be back to visit y'all. And we have to stay in touch. My Instagram, you can follow me. It's right there on the screen at Chloe Nelson. And I'd love to like still keep up and see what everyone's up to. So y'all are in very good hands. I'm very excited to see too what K92.3's got in store this next coming year.
Don't you think it's funny? She's like, you're all in good hands, as if like she was the one.
You can do this without me, guys.
Like it will be fine. They're okay.
They got it.
But on a serious note, we have Chloe's dad on the show tomorrow, and Chloe has written a note to Obi and myself, or to the next producer, and what they have to prepare for.
Yes, and how like usually producing, Obi, Ashley, and myself in the mornings. We'll obviously talk about things we're going to talk about, etc. I'll be like, hey, Obi, Ashley, can we bring up this? Can we talk about this? But this, they have no idea what I'm bringing in tomorrow or what I'm saying. And it is good. So you're going to want to tune in for sure.
We did get in trouble yesterday by our boss for taking photos after he left the going away party.
Oh yeah.
I did get a message from him saying, thanks for doing this when I had already left. And I was like, we tried to Photoshop you in.
We did. We really tried.
Yeah,
we really
yesterday.
tried.
So yesterday at Chloe's going away, our boss had come in the very beginning, paid for some drinks, had some really great wisdom to drop. And then, had to leave. And so at the end, we took a group photo.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is that even when we took the group photo, we said,
yes, we did.
We said that he was going to be upset about it. And sure enough, he was upset.
But there are some people who get more upset than others, like about that. Like I would be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I would be like, my bad. I left early. Obi's one of those guys who leaves early. So yeah.
I'd probably be with like same way Steve was, but I don't know if I'd message somebody and say it. I'd just be like, dang it.
I think it's because he also bought the drinks,
He offered though. We were like, pay for these drinks.
That's kind of there are certain things that a boss should do, and I think that's kind of like one of the first things that a boss should do, right? Is pay for at least the first round, right?
It wasn't expected.
No.
Yeah.
He just did it. Did it on his own.
I think one thing we also haven't addressed is hold on, right here on the screens. We put our Instagram handles, so you can follow us if you guys don't on Instagram, and then that's Chloe's, like she said. If you want to follow her on her.
Why is this so difficult
to figure out which?
Wow, why is this so difficult?
Now
it's
I know how Blake Shelton feels
right,
on The Voice.
It's right here. It's right here.
You got to do the Blake point. Do the Blake point. Oh yeah.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
My nails are ragged.
All right. Well, it's
Cool.
hilarious that we're trying to do this point at the same time when we say goodbye. We do one of these.
We're like, okay, wait, hold on.
All right. So Jennifer, Ambria, David, JP Quinones, man, that's family right there.
My brother-in-law.
Teresa, you're so amazing. Jennifer, thank you for the breakfast.
Yeah, that
Christina,
was seriously so nice.
Kelsey, Rita,
Thanks,
Scott. Man, y'all, we love you so much. And for those of you who are listening via the podcast, if you ever get a chance to watch this, then you know who we're shouting out because they're all right there in the chat. So again, we're going to put our hands right here in the middle of this video podcast.
For the last time for me.
For the last time with Chloe. Chloe, to your future, okay? You have so much more room to become something so amazing. Not that you're not already, but just we can't wait to be witnesses to
thank
it.
you.
And
all
we're
right,
in good
guys.
hands.
And I love y'all, every single one of you out there.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Break.
Go!